Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with EPIC41 with Intel, sponsored by, obviously, Intel, Overclockers UK, Asus, Republic of Gamers, and Draytech. I am the Mighty Stuff. I'm joined by my wonderful co-caster,
Wexen.
I don't know why I was going to go to Warden. I had Siege on my mind, but Wexen joining the stream, you know?
Thank
Second
you.
game of the day. I know I'm here. Quick is taking a short break because we've got 3 casters rotating out today. How are you feeling coming on?
I'm very excited to be here at Epic. I'm very excited to see the games that we have today, and very excited for one particular team that we have right now, and it is Paragon that I'm very excited about. But I'm a big nickname fan, so I gotta be honest with you. I do like the opponent's name, team name.
Yeah, the Barbie girls. Now, when I heard that, I was like, you know what? Just roll with it. The icon on their team profile is literally just a very deranged Barbie figure.
Oh.
So, honestly, this team is kind of a wild card because in the first round they got a bye. So, theoretically, both teams are undefeated in round 1.
Haven't even dropped a round.
Yeah.
Because Paragon is coming off of a 13-0, and
So
like you said, the Barbie girls had a bye. So far, let's see how one of these two teams, they'll have to lose a round.
Who drops the first round?
Yeah.
That's the main prediction. Is it Paragon? Is it the Barbie girls? Obviously, we will get to talk about what kind of map we're on. I believe we're on Lotus again.
I think that's correct. It is Lotus.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have the pleasure of seeing the veto on screen, but you can trust us. And yes, the veto is coming through right now.
Let's go. Let's
Interesting.
go. So 2 times Lotus. You know, it's we've talked about it. I've talked about it quick to talk about you. It's just a map where you don't first think that's what people want to pick.
Yeah, not in the best of 1, not in the first 2 games of the day. The first game of the day for the Barbie girls, and it's curious. I do see that they did opt to ban Sunset, so they had the choice between Lotus and Sunset. And maybe the reason they banned Sunset is because Paragon played Sunset, and that's when they won 13-0.
Yeah, 13-0. So coming in dominant fashion. And Barbie girls, as I said, wild card. We didn't see their game. They didn't have any statistics. They got a bye around. They're pretty new to the scene. So you kind of look at it and you're like, who's gonna come out on top? The team that are so dominant in Paragon, or a team that we know nothing about?
And I think it's not necessarily bad for them to go onto Lotus, a map with 3 sites, slightly more unconventional. Obviously, Haven not in the map pool anymore, so the only map with 3 bomb sites currently. Maybe trying to split the map and isolate some of the individuals that we know from Paragon are very, very skilled.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just like last game with EXO. The strategies that were in place were a lot of just pressure from defensive coming onto the offensive team and forcing teams to take unconventional routes, which make them quite uncomfortable. That's why we saw Black Air Force fall behind in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they employ their tactics onto Lotus. And let's talk a bit about the current meta on Lotus, because we had 2 different takes on it in the first round of the day. But what is your go-to controller when it comes to Lotus?
Well, it's you either go Viper or you go Harbor. Those are what you realistically want to see. Traditional, just because I know a lot of teams that used to run both Viper and Harbor have that chaos on the map, have those because due to the fact that Lotus is quite, you've got a lot of pockets where people are unseen. It's just that covering of just having those 2 controllers. Obviously nowadays a lot of people just run 1 controller. I prefer Viper, in honesty. The mollies on top of just consistent walls,
clearing the corners.
That's what I would rather go down. But if you're a Harbor fan, you're a Harbor fan. We are seeing picks obviously come in. Let's see how they differ from last game. We are seeing another KO. You talked to me about the KO pick last game.
But this time it's paired with the Breach, which is very different. The previous game we had a KO on one side and the Breach on the opponent's side. So now pairing up both KO and the Breach, and we see Uli hovering the Omen. So that's going to be a lot of flashes coming in from the attacker side. And we do have Exo Clan and Bafe at top. That is incorrect, actually.
Yes.
We have moved on. Yes, there we are. We've got Paragon and not Bafe. It's the Barbie.
The Barbie girls.
But the Killjoy making its way here. We were talking about the Chamber and Cypher, and I have to agree with you here, my friend. I do believe Killjoy is my sentinel of choice when it comes to Lotus.
It so is. The amount of widespread control you have of those just really wide bomb sites, you kind of just feel as if Killjoy's the go-to just because you can cover, if you're playing on A, you can cover both Broken Door, you can cover the entrance onto B, you can even hold some of A. Just Killjoy's wide versatility is just what's good for this map.
And very interesting, a Fade first time for us today on Lotus.
We did make a comment, we were missing a Sova or a Fade. If they had that right now with the how aggressive you were, you needed that information when people left bomb site. They didn't have that because they didn't have anyone that really had any form of recon.
And I am quite familiar with Jake's Tomo. I think actually one of the only names on the server I can currently recognize. So the Fade on Lotus, probably one of the best initiators alongside the Breach. Like I said, I'm not the biggest KO fan personally on this map. But, you know, paired up with so many other flashes, the near side from the Omen and obviously Breach himself, it's going to be very interesting to see what the approach will be from the attackers.
And last game, it was a favorable C site. A lot of people just, I think 90% of the rounds were fought on C site. Even if it was a B push or an A push, they would always rotate to C site. That's where people are favorable on this map.
Interesting, because I would say the meta has definitely shifted, because in the early stages of Lotus, people would really like the A side.
Yeah, definitely.
But now, yeah, if you say C it is, and that's, we see already pistol round 3 players for the defenders waiting. They're probably going to get stunned, but look at Jake's Tomo. I think he's holding the C's back. They might want to contest, but one-way smoke from the Omen. The Astra will also throw the interesting smoke. Didn't just deploy to take it back.
Yeah, it's causing a very quick rotate to come out of the side of the Barbie girls. They're just having to try and force this A push, but Omen still lurking around the C mound. Here we go. Here's the engage from the side of the Barbie girls. See, that's why I just love Killjoy. That instant stopping power, it just gives your team so much breathing room.
Making their way to the side, Petals gets one to get instantly traded. Double Sheriff kill for 20th Golak, and now counter. Can they get a spot onto it? Okay, just a single tag onto the Raze. We'll have to re-smoke the angle. Jake's Tomo holding the angle. There's a gap in the smoke. Gets suppressed. Snow, very patient on the KO.
I love this patient play, just hiding underneath. Though, like getting another kill, triple kill for him.
Finally gets taken out, but Snow with another one. Flash and Uwe on the flank. We can hear them making noise, and the first round going.
I've literally got goosebumps from the shouting. They're so electric, these players. They're here to play. And the Barbie girls taking first round. We said that. There you go. You know, they both went technically 13-0. So Paragon lose their first round.
Yeah, massive dub. And we were talking about the firepower we expect to see from Paragons, but 20th Golak just buying the Sheriff for the Raze, getting 3Ks to open up the map. This is very exciting, and let's see what the response is going to be. Paragon not going to invest in anything other than just a couple of Sheriffs here. Petals on the Raze, practicing his flicks, but look at Zen with the Outlaw.
I love the Outlaw. It just hits hard, hits like a truck on someone like Chamber. You're so safe in this position, holding these angles. As soon as someone peeks, a body shot could kill you right now if they've not got armor.
What if he lines them up?
Oh, the triple shot? Unheard of.
He will fall back, but 3 players outside B about to prod. Oh, the timing!
Oh, it's stress-inducing because they don't know they're pushing.
Zen, hello. Good morning. Picking, spots one, wallbang headshot coming in from Zen and just rotating instantly, joining the team. And that was the Spike player. If they somehow would have killed the Chamber. Speaking of kills, Kettle, swing, wallbang, headshot, Golak gets taken out. Snow not getting in time backside as Zen gets the kill from Tree, and it's going to be a 5 versus 3. Petals, the only Sheriff left.
That was so tense-inducing, the timing on that, but Zen coming back to get the repeat, gets an easy wallbang and comes onto site. You know, 4 members strong in the 4v3. It's kind of looking a bit dark for the type of Paragon, but Astra on the flank could maybe get a good angle trying to find out this snuff out the Omen in the KO, but they've been spotted.
Both of those players, only one body shot away from Ryan, but counter. Like you mentioned, the Astra in time, and that's a Vandal. They need to contest, you don't want to give it away, but Petals gonna get another kill. What's happening right now? Snow maybe with a bit of a lag, but gets the kill into Petals. 2 versus 2. HP very low, but Jake's Tomo picks up the Vandal and gets the kill. It's gonna be the Breach. 1 versus 2. Jake's Tomo 20 HP. The time is ticking lower, and I don't think there's enough time, but it will be a great round coming in from Paragon. Getting 5 kills and saving 2 Vandals maybe. Yes, they are.
Yeah, showing signs of life, and obviously getting a bit hasty there, I believe, the Barbie girls. They kind of took sight and then didn't watch where their close angles they needed to watch. Easy flank from the side of Counter, just picks up a Vandal. Like, their economy is such in a better spot now just due to that fact that 2 Vandals off of a no-buy round. Yeah. It's just cash money.
They didn't even invest for, like, low armor, so double Sheriffs pulled off with on the back of, I think, a couple of classic kills. Yeah, very dire looking for the Barbie girls. They're not going to be very happy about that. They will go for small shields and a few pistols, trying to maybe collect some orbs and get a few kills to get themselves closer to what will probably be the showstopper. Yeah, that's going to be the ultimate of choice that they're trying to farm first.
Especially on the Raze, they've shown quite dominant signs of aggression, so it wouldn't surprise me if getting that ult is their main priorities. We're seeing You know, look at Sven here, though. He's kind of on their own onto A site where the rest of his team is causing a distraction, but they know they're there due to the Killjoy trap, just trying to get out of there as fast as you can. And overall, it's as if they're testing the waters. They kind of push forward, push back. Both sides are doing this.
Very back and forth, but I think that's the reason why the attackers want to get as many ultimate orbs as possible. So they secured a C1, they went back to A, trying to get another one for the raise. So even if they do die next round, they will have the showstopper. As we now have a very interesting angle by Kettle. It should be pretty easy pick'ems if there's no smoke for him.
Yeah, there you go, Kettle, just having the nice angle. The plant will get down, though, you know. So the time is ticking. It could be a third round for the Barbie girls. I do believe the KO's in Spawn, though. I'm not sure what's happened there.
Wallbang from Kettle to get his third of the round, and the KO is disconnected, I believe, in Spawn. The spike will be defused, so it's going to be the first on the board for Paragon. As expected, they had the bigger guns, and obviously 5 players connected. Oh, KO's moving.
Obviously something must have happened, but they come back to their team to... Oh, just got a quick cheeky peek of them there. That's just unfortunate. Obviously something happened. They'll probably apologize to their team and get on with it.
It was an eco. It doesn't matter. Didn't lose his
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
We'll get the credits. The spike was planted. So now, this is going to be the first official gun round of the series, of the map, actually. And we're 1 orb away from 20th Golak from getting their showstopper.
This is where, you know, everything just kicks off. When everyone picks up a Vandal, it just makes sense that everything's going to kick off. We are going to go to a short tech pause, just to give, you know, players a breathing room while we sort some stuff out. Only 3 rounds shown, but already some players showing their confidence.
I'm wondering, what do you think, because you did mention, yeah, we have 10 Vandals now. Would you have liked to see someone go straight up for the operator?
Oh, that is a spicy question. Yes. The orb is just that showstopper gun. You kind of look at, you know, like if someone gets an orb and goes crazy with it, it's posted everywhere. So yeah, maybe from the side of the Barbie girls, if they had the economy coming into later rounds, probably some of them are going to pick up a couple of orbs. But for the side of Paragon, I don't know. They seem just calm, collected right now. I feel as if they know their game plan. Going 13-0 against in their first round.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel as if they're going to ride high off of that. And if they come into this next, you know, both Vandal rounds, you know, round 4, it's still early games. But if they come into it and equalize that, I feel that's already a blow to morale. The Barbie girls got to pick themselves back up.
Yeah, this is going to be a very important round. But speaking of Lotus, we talked about the fact that it has 3 sites, obviously. Do you see it as an attacker-sided map? Because I've got my doubts about that.
I do have my doubts too. The only issue is I'd say both sides have their major weaknesses. I don't want to say it's a very favorable map for either, because you look at offense, you're like, you've got a lot of angles to go down to. You've got a lot of corridors that you have to check. There's so much like wasted time usually if you're so slow into pushing. But it's the same with defending side. You've got such a wide area to cover. I feel like both teams will struggle either way. But we are back. Round 4, kicking it off. Both teams fully kitted up. This is where stuff gets crazy.
Would you say 20 fully kitted out, but 20th Golak only has 1 satchel, despite being so close to their ultimate. So that's going to be ideal if they wanted to be flying around the map. And nice contest early on down this A long, but as the Astra Stars will start running down the cooldown, I think the defenders will have to slowly disengage, because you don't want to take this fight into so many flashes of the attackers.
No, you wouldn't want to. I do like Zen's playstyle, though, having those really hard to check, like, corners. It feels like it suits Zen. They obviously know what they're doing in terms of backing up their team. They play a lot further back than the rest of them. They're covering their team wherever they go, and Zen's just facilitating that. As we see, you know, here's where all the utility is going to be put down, and Killjoy's just going to get forced off the site. This is what we saw exactly last game when EXO were attacking. Once utility gets down, it's so easy to enter C-site and take over.
Absolutely, but let's see, right now they're trying to get a bit overzealous, and the stun player, no, Snow is not stunned, we'll get the kill up to counter, Flash coming in, Golak doubling up with the double kill, Yui with another one, and Petals cannot make anything happen as Glock gets the third with 5 HP.
That's crazy. It was a kill after kill after kill, so quick, like, it was just crazy, the fact that you have the time and patience just to go 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
and in the dying breath, the KO launched a flash out.
Perfect timing.
Hero moment, honestly. If the likes of Snow didn't throw out that flash right there, it could have been a different story, because
Absolutely.
it didn't flash Gorlak, it just flashed 2 other people. So, you know, dying breath really helped out Gorlak there to get, you know, 6 kills on the board 4 rounds in.
And that was a very crucial round for the attackers. Team Barbie Girls really needed that as their economy was not looking too great. Now both teams with even number of credits. You got the ultimate, you don't need the orb.
Yeah, you don't need the orb. That's just being selfish. You're being greedy there.
I think it's more of the sound cue, actually. You want to give the opponents the sound cue.
You're absolutely right. Look at them. They fall back to A, cause a bit of panic in the side of Paragon, but I feel as if they still know what's going on. If they haven't gotten to site already, that Killjoy's probably snuffed it out.
Absolutely, but interesting, Zen. This time you were mentioning how the previous game, the Chamber, was mainly a lurker, and that's what we see Zen trying to apply.
Oh, this could be terrible timing again.
There's a turret there, though.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think, no, he just got pulled up!
Oh, but Zen doesn't push the advantage forwards. Okay,
wow.
We're both having hypotheticals, and Zen there almost caused a disruption to the play, but they're causing a lot of ruckus on A and then leaving. It's almost as if they're just throwing out rocks at glass windows and nothing's happening.
But it does work because look how passive and confused Paragon seems to be. They're stacking 3-4 players towards A stairs and outside of B heaven.
But this is the time to pull the trigger while they're rotating. Get as many people onto site as you can. Showstopper comes out.
Not going to get anyone, most probably, but the site's clear. That's what you wanted.
There you go. See, it's the same execution. I think that's why so many people prefer C site, because once you get on and you get your proper utility down, it's game over.
Kettle with one to the smoke, counter with another, going to pop down to lockdown. C's going to be flying in Snow, trying to hold an aggressive angle. The Prawl.
They're all going to get this, all get detained though, unless Snow does something here.
Petals holding the angle, waiting for the lockdown to go off, forcing Snow to push. Nice wallbang headshot. 2 versus 5. No more utility for the breach, no more utility for the raise. Only a single kill, but that's not going to be enough as Paragon gets 4 players, 4 rifles onto the next round.
Yeah, I like the idea that the Barbie Girls had. They kind of went into the round causing as much ruckus as they can, but Paragon kind of just stayed calm, let them come onto site, and then just, they had the Killjoy ult, they had, you know, people in really good positions to retake that site, and that's all they did. It just looked like it was a set play that they've known to do.
I think that was a bit of a slight overstep coming in from the attackers. You had the free side after you used so much utility. Just playing pulse plant, I think, would have been the correct choice. You can see the opponent has a lockdown. Let them invest it early. You're not going to fight it in that position. They had a breach. This breach stun pushed them back. They got spammed through the smoke. Whereas I think if they would have played post plant in along with maybe 3 or even 4 of the players, they might have had a slight better chance.
No, I completely agree. You've got to look at the ultimates available with Paragon now. You've got the Showstopper, you've got the giant Astral Wall, and then Fade ult coming in. You know, all those 3 can just disrupt the team heavily, and I feel as if Barbie Girls know that, and they're playing so passively now. That is almost as if they're scared. This is what we saw last game in terms of EXO pushing, as we see...
No! Oh! What just happened? Okay, Uwe gets a freebie right there with Petals, but no, he's about to get traded by Jinx Tomo. No, Tomo getting very calm, patient, gets the kill onto the breach, and gets the second fully nearsighted. He was in the range, swings again, down to half HP for the raise. 3 versus 3. Look at Bark trying to run away on his breach and will get away safely.
And look, it's Zen again, just in a position where you don't expect him to be baguette launcher online. Here we go. This is where shots are crucial.
Interesting. Playing close quarters with the Tour de Force just to bait out the Nano Swarm and now repositioning himself just behind the mound. I like the patience. 3 players holding.
It's really eerie, though. You can look at the players, and they're just jiggling corners, and they're just waiting for the setup. But when do you pull the trigger? Here they go, entering onto site. Kettle actually gets suppressed there, and it's a free site again on C.
30 seconds left.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what the plan for Paragon is.
Yeah, he was slightly out of range there. I think he could have just dodged the suppression knife and then repositioned, but what do I know, the 0 point does manage to push him back, and Kettle comes back all the way through spawn. Is he going to win the duel versus Zen? Zen misses the shot. Kettle gets away with his life.
Miss those.
Of course not, but it's a 3 versus 3, and they're fighting on site again.
It's just so eerie. They're all in such close proximity to each other, and anything could go crazy.
Okay, investing utility from both sides. Tour de Force misses again, but switches to the Headhunter and gets 1. Counter with a double kill, and it's going to be 1 versus 1. It's counter. It's Zen. The sniper just clearing the corner, being very patient. Oh, bang headshot.
My word.
Counter with the better Aces ROG monitor right there.
That was crazy. Like that's the newly buff Headhunter right there. It's showing its stuff. That time to equip and then the shots fired. It's lucky that the headshot was there from the hip fire, but that could have gone really, really wrong. Obviously, getting headshot straight through a wall. Counter just calm, collected there. Peeked the corner, got the defuse. Clutch player.
we were talking about when we're going to see the first operator. Well, obviously the Chamber Ultimate came to play, and Zen wasn't the most successful. He had a few chances to get a couple of kills.
I think they missed 3 shots and hit none, 0 for 0 on the...
And he was playing very good at off angles, like top of the box in the corner of Seaside, not expected. Nobody pre-fired him. There was no flash to push him away.
It might just be a thing of maybe they're not, you know, a Chamber player. The way they play, you know, they could just be used to other Sentinels or other Lurkers. But I guess the Chamber's just there to fill the gap of needing, you know, a strong Sentinel. But
We get a killer.
yeah, true. You know what? Well, now you mention that, I would probably prefer a Killjoy in this composition. You have that offensive pressure from Omen, Breach, KO. You need someone that's able to anchor down.
Okay, Jake's Tom was a bit hot on his heels. I don't think you want to take a duel versus 3 players. Yes, they do have Sheriffs and Ghosts.
I think Jake's Tomo was. Going off last round, peak that. Ego peak there if you have to. I feel like the confidence for Paragon's coming in after a 2-round win.
Swinging again, and gets punished. Jake, I told you I know Jake. I've casted him before. Okay, Showstopper coming in, stun coming in, just going to get in time, but it's going to deal a lot of damage to Petals himself. Down to 20 HP, and Golak is going to swing with his Stinger. Showstopper for the attackers. Is Petals going to get away? No, Zen with a headshot from the Headhunter, and we're down to a 2 versus 4. The gun disadvantage is not anything for the attackers. Look at counter swinging.
Oh,
Echo
so
dancing with the Sheriff, and it's Kettle. Let's see what's boiling right now. 1 versus 4. Smoke coming, spots ahead, but doesn't get the kill. Are you going to commit to this? No! The Stinger, the best gun in the game, coming out crucial for Golak. That gets another multi-kill round. He's up 11-5.
That's crazy. Golak having a dream of a game against Paragon. You kind of look at the Raze and you're like, Raze, yeah, it's just staple for Lotus. But to play it that well, especially on some really tricky off angles that they're showing, I feel as if, you know, as I was talking about, having an offensive and defensive side, it's exactly what I was talking about. Both teams kind of going blow for blow. It's just who's going to really run away with the game.
But it was an eco.
It was an eco as well, so you kind of look at the Barbie guns and you're like, you know what? They know what they're doing. It's kind of a wild card team that can kind of maybe step up to the top teams like EXO, like Paragon. Yeah. So, you know, we'll just have to see as the rounds go on.
No.
Oh, Petals.
Petals.
You wallbanged the box here, don't you, Zen?
Petals dead.
I don't know.
Yes.
Zen's going to... Oh, it's just all about timing. What is it with Zen and timing?
I reckon the Omen's going to come in and spam the box. Or maybe not. Okay. Eco comes and trades in time. Fine. 1 for 1. No! Ooey. Okay. The refrag was attempted just 8 seconds too late. It's fine. 4 versus 3.
It's just difficult now because they had the momentum. They've gotten 2 kills, but they're still stuck on C mount. With Killjoy's got a beautiful setup, but here comes the KO ult.
Yeah. Null command. Okay, Kettle still gets the headshot. Finally contesting, but Uwe is going to be inside and get the trade. It's going to be 1 for 1, but it doesn't matter. The Barbie girls still have 2 players alive. The null command gets resurrected. Snow is back to play, and it's Jake Stomo. We saw him get a 3K before. Can he replicate the success?
They do have... Oh, I don't know if they want to commit to that, though. They obviously know where they're coming from.
If they get a kill, they could probably use their ult here.
I know. They've got a Prowler. They've got their sight orb, but they don't want to give away the position just yet.
No,
2 players standing down by the steps. Ooh. Bit of lag there, but, you know, quick, clean, easy kills from the Barbie girls. 5-3. You know, this half shaping up to be not what we expected, I'd say.
Definitely not. And to be fair, I was thinking it might be a competitive because I do prefer the Fade and the Killjoy. But so far, the KO Chamber are on the winning side. And yes, it is on the back of a great performance from the Raze. And this is the first round. I got to note this. This is the first round when the Barbie girls win without Golak getting a multi-kill. He didn't get any kills that round, so they can win rounds even without their star Raze player.
Yeah, and that's surprising knowing that the, you know, favorable Paragon comps going into this. Obviously, maybe they might excel at like their offensive pressure, but both teams kind of showing that they know the map so well that I'm not worried that they either know how to attack and defend on this map. But it's just who pulls the trigger in terms of running away with the game, because right now the Barbie girls are in the driving seat.
The Paint Shell's going to come in just to clear the box corner from outside B. The Fade and the Breach were dealing a bit of chip damage. I think they got a few tags on to Golak's Raze, down to about 90 HP and 20 shield. But look at the rotation. They were like, okay, you want to fight us? I don't care. We're just going to move back to Zen.
It's back to Seaside. Yeah, it's just as you said. Once they get onto C-side with this offensive pressure, they've kind of just left it. Paragon, I think, maybe favoring the retake instead of just fighting like as they come.
They do have, like, well, not this round, but in Gungeon round, they do have utility that might inspire them to do so. But Kettle gets a nice kill onto Zen. Second from Petals. Still 3 versus 3, and the Rolling Thunder gets invested. That's a big win for the defenders. You do force out such a big ultimate when you're playing with pistols. It's very good for you, even if you might not be able to win the round again. Petals is down to 1 HP, but Kettle is playing off of him. Gonna trade the Raze. You gotta let the Raze go first.
I don't like this. As soon as
Satchel
the
in.
smoke goes.
Good attempt.
Oh!
Ooh-wee!
More like ewy. That was gross. The easy shots.
That was great. That was great from both sides. Obviously, we just getting 4K and a nice repositioning of the spray control at the end. But I got to commend there. They forced out the breach ulti.
Yeah.
No more breach ult for the next gun round. And you've kind of been downplayed by all of the beautiful utility usage from the Barbie girls. 6-3. It's now or never. If you want to have an equal half on your defender side, you've got to turn it around now.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be difficult because you've still got the Astra ult and the Fade ult haven't been invested. So you kind of got to look at it and like, when are they going to invest it in this half? It's got to be now or never. Just to try and get as much advantage as you can. But the Barbie girls, they just seem to know how Paragon are playing. They're kind of looking at them and they just... They're noticing little dents in the armor. They know where to attack from. I feel as if a lot of the time they cause a ruckus and then capitalize on where there's a weakness in the map.
Yeah.
But Paragon, they kind of just leave sites unattended. And I think maybe they prefer the retake as we see a B push.
Yeah, they just broke the door. And there B. That's
it's just empty.
Did you have the 2 ultimates? They can use the divide to separate. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, no, I thought they were going to take the spike to C.
That would have been a bit too obscure.
I don't know what Zen's doing there or why, but Kettle gets a free kill, and now the stun is going to get 2 people. But Echo and Golak trading it somehow, and Jake's Tomo going to come in. Nice near side, 3 versus 3. Reveal gonna coming from the Fade, gonna spot anyone, it doesn't matter. Ew, he still gets the kill with a wallbang. It's Eco, it's Raze coming in, swinging at the same time. Bark only gets 1, it's the Fade. Jake's Tomo again in a clutch situation. Can he make it happen this time?
Got 2 awkward angles to watch. The smoke comes through, they're just gonna seek through it.
Nice try.
Is what it is. Like, the Barbie Girl setup just seems so much more cleaner than what we saw in the earlier rounds. They kind of get onto site, set themselves up, and they're playing confidently. Not over-aggressive, but they show that they know what they're doing in terms of, oh, we know someone's going to come from here. We can just watch this angle and use this utility. It seems, like, really well organized.
I gotta mention this. They've planted the spike every single round. Even the ones
Whoa.
they lost.
Whoa. See, that's something to commend.
That is a good IGL.
Yeah, like, good IGL. They've got such a good strat lineup, it would seem. They know where they're playing, and they've gone to multiple sites. They know how to attack multiple sites. Obviously, when we come to the defense round, we've got to look at how they defend, but we're seeing Petals here. Very aggressive, forcing 5 members to fall back.
I want to see this more for Paragon next round, and that is contesting early on big portions of the map, but I don't think you need to contest A long. I think most success has come on C, and it's because you give them so much space in C. Okay, Hunter gets the kill. Headshot, a bit of a lag, but can he get more? Okay, I think he deals a bit more damage to the breach, but that's going to be good. Oh, meanwhile, Uwe gets a kill and finally traded by Jigs Tomo. Still 3 versus 3, and Petals gets another headshot somewhere across the map on the Raze. Showstopper from the Raze, but no, gets punished by Snow. Taking the rocket out. Takes just slightly too long for the attack side Raze, but it's a 2 versus 2, and they're getting the guns back.
Yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate. Paragon, not like they were about to take it, just pincer on them and take 3-2 and just find that gap where, you know, the Barbie Girls faltered when they're trying to push onto the C site. But, you know, rotating to A is a really smart play here to get as much distance as you can away from the enemy and set yourselves up. Obviously, Echo Lol trying here to just get the plan down and find a reposition, but I think Kettle and Tomo, they've got a good amount of utility to use here, just clearing as much angles as they can. But I like this, trying to sneak through CT and find a cheeky angle where both players are waiting.
They're aware. Look at Jake's Tomo. No, the timing! Snow and Echo with the third eye opening up, swinging in time. Jake was aware, but not enough.
Oh, it's so tense. Some of these timings, we're going to look back at it and we're be like, oh, why didn't they just turn around like a second earlier or a second later?
Tactical timeout.
They need it. I feel as if.
Too late?
Who initiated the timeout? Do we know?
Defenders. So it is Paragon.
It is Paragon. Well, they're going to have to. They've lost all their momentum, and I think the Barbie Girls are in their head. I mean, I can hear it behind them. When Yui got that 4K clutch, screams of joy were going on. So I feel as if maybe that mental edge is coming in for the Barbie Girls.
I do think they should have come like two rounds ago.
Oh, I 100% agree. I feel as if once you lose 3 in a row or 2 in a row, you've got to consider having that timeout. Just to talk to your players and be like, look, the momentum's gone, let's reshape up, let's get back onto the map. Because right now, the Barbie kills, they've just kind of in their head, knowing what to play, and their angles are just cleaner.
And that's what Paragon, well, we were expecting to be best at, is aim deals, but it's just not putting themselves in a situation to take equal aim deals. And like you mentioned, the timings, yes, the game sense coming in from the Barbie girls is impressive because they are catching Paragon by surprise in a lot of these situations. But like I said, let's try to switch it up. Let's try to contest C-Long. Maybe buy an operator from someone. You don't have the credits anymore in this last round, so it might be too late. But you do have the ultimates necessary to retake. You've got the Rolling Thunder, you got the Lockdown, and the Divide. So how about Jake and Petals try to fight somewhere else, take control of that side of the map, and then use the 3 ultimates to retake?
Oh, I 100% agree, and you've got to use them now, but how you use them consistently on this defensive round, I'm not sure. Yes, we've been talking about Paragon trying to force these retakes and they're not going successfully. With these sorts of ultimates, you've kind of got to consider it. And a B-rush coming in, very, very clean, unlike what we've seen today.
Arcs needs to stay alive, but gets isolated. No more Rolling Thunder for the retake. Echo a little too away from his as well.
That just damages the retake way too much as the lockdown comes in.
But it's the null command as well, going to slow down and counter, can't use the divide, can't use any smoke. Zen gets the kill, Petals gets killed by Golak. Jake's finally with a trade. 2 versus 4 though. Lockdown outside of the ranges, Snow. We're probably looking at 93 and Lex Jigstomo can put something up, but no, Zen on the lurk, Snow with the kill, headshot galore, 9-3, and the Barbie girls are in cruise control.
They're in cruise control, 4 more rounds and it's a victory for them. But do you believe in the 9-3 curse?
Normally, yes.
Yeah.
After this performance, not really.
Yeah, it's always a consideration when you look at these things. Everyone talks about the 9-3 curse this, the 9-3 curse that. It's either a 9-3 curse or they win the next 4 rounds usually.
We've never actually seen, well, this map, we've not seen Bark use the ultimate of Breach once. Because he's only had it once. It was that last round.
Oh, and then they died. Yeah, that's just what feels rough. You know, you've got 1 kill on the board. You're not getting those like ult points. You're not really feeding into the economy for your team. It would feel bad. So go back to the drawing board and just speak. Do we need to reshape the comp up? The Breach does work on this map, but is it maybe in the hands of Bark that's the issue, or is it maybe a different issue that the Barbie girls are just way too dominant? And look at them. They're just closing in like hunters.
They know what that's what I said I wanted to see from Paragon. Take control early on of B or C long. Did you see how advanced the Zen was? He was all the way to the B ahead of the mound. He's doing it again.
Oh, he's doing it again. Headhunter in hand. Oh!
Okay, Jake Stomo was aware. The game sense is very good coming in from the fade, but now the site is clear. And you know this because you had 3 players pushing you in B, and you had a one-way smoke in A. You got to get there in time, and you have the safe spike plan. And this is what